Last time I spoke with you was in February. I don't think anything's really changed since February. I mean, world's still the
Oh,
same, right? It's all good.
right.
But I remember talking to you about how your life was probably going to change when your episodes started airing. And I'm wondering, let's follow up. How has your life changed?
Because we spoke before it aired, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, world's still the same, in terms of the COVID situation. Well, mini situation. Oh God, it's huge.
Suddenly.
But uh, um, so let me think. How has it changed? I mean, I've just been very moved by the support from the fan base, and I don't know. Princess is a character that is very vulnerable. Um, and seeing how people have reacted to that vulnerability um, kind of gives me hope in humanity, because if we can connect through characters we see on television, which are honest and open about their mental health or their struggles, then perhaps in our lives we can be a little bit more open and understanding of each other's pains. So for
Yeah.
me, that has been really beautiful.
That episode, I think it was episode 15, the one where you guys are journeying to where we later find out is a train yard. We'll get to that in a second. I think you had told me that it wasn't supposed to rain that day, but it did. And
I
it
think
actually
go ahead.
gave a way more emotional weight to the scene, I thought. And I feel like sometimes it takes a
Totally.
while for characters to like really flesh out who they are and their place in the show. But I feel like right then with the rain, with you going through that emotional thing, with people not trusting you, but then they trusted you, I feel like you like speed dialed your way right to like, fandom. Like people really, empathized with you. And I think that's really cool.
Um, Thank you. I appreciate that, and I agree. It's been really beautiful seeing the support from people, and I think it was written that it was raining in the
Mm,
script, but
okay.
I don't think, from what I remember, but I don't think we knew the level of of how it was gonna come down that day.
Right.
I've spoken about this before, but I think that was my second day on set, and and I had a lot of words to say, a lot to express, and things that are not easy to express, um, as people and as characters. Going back to that vulnerability that I was talking about, but my crew, Eugene and Yumiko and Ezekiel, so Josh, Kari, and Eleanor. I don't know, something, they've been just so supportive from the get-go, and they took me out to dinner the day before I ever shot anything, the night before. And I was just so moved by that, because being the new kid in town or being the new kid in school is always this feeling of like, oh, okay, let me see how I can like fit in, or like, oh, I don't know, am I out,
Yeah.
but they were super welcoming and took me out to dinner the night before, and I think that rain, the struggle of the rain, gave us this energy between us, that it was like, as soon as she said action, we looked at it was like, let's go, let's do this. So it
Yeah.
was a collective challenge, and which actually made us work harder and more unified.
That's incredible. I'm wondering what it's been like to, you're just taking off, but then, COVID hits and we have to delay the finale. This big, huge episode. Have you seen it yet, by the way?
Have I seen it? No,
No, you haven't
I
seen.
have
Oh
not
man,
seen
it's
it. I
great.
have
It's
not
great.
seen it.
I haven't
You
seen it.
saw it?
I saw it pre-visual effects. I saw it before, like when it
Okay.
in like February, where they would just go to a storyboard and they'd be like, "All right, now walkers are falling off, or this, or that," and you're like, "Ah."
Right. I mean, I remember reading it, and just the reason why it wasn't easy for me to answer whether I had seen it or not is because the writers of the show are so great and so specific in their imagery, that
Mm,
when I read it, sometimes my brain gets confused and thinks it saw it, because of how vivid the writing is and how it leaps off the page. It's so descriptive and I don't know, and imaginative and specific, that I think my brain thinks that it saw it. because
Oh, I
it's
see.
it's
Yeah.
so, the images are so well written and rich that your brain it's like when you read a novel, your
Hmm.
brain constructs the scenery from the words that the author has given you. I don't know, I just want to give props to the writers of the show who are just amazing.
That's amazing. I'm wondering what it was like to kind of have to wait for the finale, because it's by the time this comes out, it will have just aired on Sunday night, so it's out. But this is a long wait.
Right. It is a long wait, but I think they handled it very responsibly. And the whole network and the show has been so responsible with everybody's health regarding um, the pandemic. And I think it was the responsible thing to do was to make it so that everything was safe in order to finish that.
Yeah.
Um, and and so I wasn't sad or anything. I was like, okay, I'm in the right hands. If these people care so much about their staff, then I'm in a good place, and it's
Right.
important. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious what you've been doing in these last few months. Like, have you picked up any hobbies? First of all, where are you?
I'm in Houston, Texas right now. I
Oh,
was in
Houston. Why Houston?
Yeah. My parents I grew up in Puerto Rico,
Right.
and my parents lived there their whole lives.
San
And
Juan.
after Hurricane Maria, a little bit after, they are you still there?
Yep.
Sorry. A little bit after the hurricane, they left Puerto Rico, um, because everything. It was just a really hard time, and
Yeah.
they moved to Houston because one of my brothers is here with
Mm.
his wife and the babies, so they wanted to be close to them, and so now it's Houston, Texas, and my apartment's in New York, but I'm here with them during the pandemic.
That's nice. You probably have some more space.
Uh, yes, I do. In comparison to New York, yes, I do. Yeah, we live in a nice, cool area with like woods and like trails,
Whoa.
and there's like southern hospitality, and I don't know. I'm thankful to have a roof over my head, and thankful to spend this time with my family.
That's great. I always feel like you have a great sense of like gratitude, like given your background and given things you've been through. I feel like I feel like some people in your situation might be more bitter or angry towards the world,
Right.
but I feel like you just kept pushing and now you're at a really healthy place. Like, how do you manage that?
Um, well, my parents raised us with the thought of like, not, you know, they raised us to be in love with knowledge and learning. And not only that, but also they raised us to be aware of when we need help and when we need to reach out. And so I think that has been a huge influence in at least me and my brother's lives, because whenever we I've felt like I'm losing control over certain things in my life, or myself, I'm able to reach out and get help, and use the resources out there, um, to work through those problems. I think that's how I've been able to survive, and of course with the support of my family, who has been they just been amazing. But yeah, I think using the tools that are around us that sometimes we are scared to use, or um, scared to reach out to people, but that has been the saving grace.
Right.
Definitely.
I mean, especially with COVID and, people feeling isolated and people maybe feeling
Right.
depressed, like, it's good to have a support system. So I'm curious, where were you when you found out the news about The Walking Dead ending? Because that must have been a little surprising,
I
unless you knew.
was No, I did not.
Mm.
I mean, I found out the night before,
Mm.
and I was in
Same.
New York. Right, I was in New York, and I was like, what? I didn't know how to react. I mean, I had my like, I give myself when things like that happen, I give myself like 20 minutes. You know, I set a timer in my mind of like, you have 20 minutes to go deep down into the hole, 20 minutes to go through the list of your insecurities. And that's why this happened. And that's why that, and this and this and that. And then at the end of those 20 minutes, it's over. So I had my little 20 minutes of crying and like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen in life? Everything, you know, everything's going crazy. And then I was like, you know what? Divine order. This is what was meant to happen. And we're going to go out with a bang, and we're going to go out with grace. And we still have, like Angela Kang, she said, we still have 2 years to create more and more. And I think we're all just excited to do that together.
Yeah. I'm curious, are you texting like the other cast? Like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Like, is everyone freaking out behind the scenes?
Yeah, I have a little text group of Kari, Josh, and Eleanor. I just remember the name of the text group, which is like not appropriate.
What is it? I'm curious.
It's called Horny Grandma.
That's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but I mean, maybe later on I'll explain why. In our next interview, I'll explain.
A third interview, yeah.
That.
All right, I got to earn my way through. Got it.
But yeah, we've been texting and mostly just, you know, I've been like trying to reach out to them because they've been on the show for a lot longer. So, you know, I was worried about how they were feeling emotionally, you know, closing in a future such a huge chapter of their lives, especially Josh, you know, and
right.
Kari and Eleanor too. And they've been just such sports about it. And I don't know, I think everybody's on the same page of like, okay, at least we didn't get the news, like, you know, we have time to process it, is what I'm trying to say. And
right.
They have the 2 years to process that and close that chapter carefully and slowly, because sometimes you don't get that chance. And I think they're thankful to, you know, we're all thankful to be able to know, oh wow, we got to make the best of these 2 years.
So let's talk about the finale, which, as people are listening to this, it is out, so we can talk spoilers. It ends just like the comics, where you guys arrive at the train yard, you're waiting for Stephanie, doesn't show up, and then you get these stormtrooper guys who come in and hands up, and then cut to black. Pretty nuts. What was it like? Let's just, first of all, how was it shooting that scene?
I mean, it was super exciting to us because I think, especially to me, because I think our group before that hadn't really interacted with that many other people. We had interacted with like the zombies, and the walkers, but I think seeing the amount of people just excited me because it gave me a scope of what the Commonwealth is, which is bigger than any of us.
Oh, we're
as
using
characters.
The C word. I love it. Yes, this is the Commonwealth. No, that's okay. It is. You've read the comics. It's 1000% the Commonwealth. Right. That is not a spoiler.
When I saw them, when we were in the trailers before shooting the scene, when I saw the boys dressed up as the troopers, I got so excited. I remember like I was like, take pictures, and I was like being like a 7-year-old because the costumes are just so cool. And I don't know, it was exciting, like the scope of like this microcosm of like Eugene, Yumiko, Ezekiel, and Princess. It was so small for Princess, and all of a sudden it's like boom, and that's exciting. And of course the Whisperer War is ridiculous and so good. Sorry, those are like the 20 dogs that we have.
It's totally fine.
We don't have 20. We have 4 and a cat.
I was gonna say that's a lot of dogs.
Right.
I'm not here to judge. I'm curious, did you know like who these soldiers were? Like you mentioned Commonwealth, but did you know at the time, did they give you a heads up? Like, by the way, these guys are from this another community from the comics?
Well, I had done my research with the comics. And so I knew, but as princess, I didn't know. When
Oh,
I'm
right.
acting
Yeah.
it, so my reaction as princess is like, no, nobody's gonna F with us. Like, nuh-uh.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I knew who they were, as a reader and as an audience member, I guess, but not as a character.
Got it. Have you read all the way through Princess's storyline? Because she makes it all the way to the end.
Yes, she does. Yes, I have.
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So that's exciting. I'm curious. They always remix things with the show, and we
I
have different.
know.
Michonne's gone, Rick's gone, so things are going to be
Right.
different. Carl's gone, but I mean, Princess does eventually have this love interest in Mercer, this tall soldier guy. I'm wondering, like a Luke Cage type. So I'm hoping that happens for you. I think
Right.
that'd be
Me
great.
too. Me too. And their relationship is an interesting one in the comics, and a really cool one, and something I haven't seen necessarily on TV. And she has her defense mechanisms of like, I don't care, I don't care. But
Yeah.
there's really something there. I don't know if we're gonna have that love interest in the show. And like you said, they remix it, but I like the character Mercer a lot, and it's a cool combination. So who knows?
Yeah. A while back, I tried to convince. I don't know The Rock, but I put it out there in the universe as The Walking Dead that The Rock would be a great Mercer, kind of joking. And then Boss Logic, I don't know if you're familiar. He's like amazing at Photoshop. He'll always put different people as different characters and heroes and stuff. And he made it as he put The Rock as Mercer. Hold on, I have to find this. Do you mind if I go
I
like take
think
like
I've seen
one
it, but
sec? You
but
saw it?
please pull it. No, pull it up. Pull it up.
Okay, I'm gonna
Let's
pull
see
it
it.
up. I have to go like all the way back. I'm like creeping on
I'm a
myself here.
huge The Rock fan, so I would.
I'm like, yo, that would be sick. I think he saw it. I have a friend who knows The Rock.
Oh my
And he's
God.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
he
he
definitely
retweeted
saw
it
it.
or something.
Yeah, something like that, which was
That
like,
would be dope.
this is
I
wild.
love.
I doubt it
I
will be. You don't have to tell me who, but do you know who that bodyguard with Maggie was? I know you haven't seen the episode, but you've read the script. She has like this hooded person with a mask with two
No,
sights. And for the
no.
longest time, I thought that was Mercer. But then
A
I heard
lot of
Angela
people thought
Kane.
that.
But then Angela Kane's now saying, no, that's not Mercer. She might be misleading us. I don't know. I'm like, who the hell is it? So,
I think I saw online that a lot of people thought it was Mercer. And I was texting with some of the cast, and I was like, "Do you guys think?" But I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I think it was, at the end of season 2, they had a silhouette of Michonne, but it wasn't Denai Guerrera because they hadn't cast her yet. So they just
Right.
were like, let's fill. She had like the hood and everything. So I'm wondering if it's just a yet to be cast person. Maybe it's Morgan. It fits the build for Morgan. He has knives in the new season of Fear. That would be
Right.
crazy. I don't
That
know.
would be
I don't
crazy,
know.
and I love that character. I
Um,
don't know. I have no
but it's
idea.
crazy. All
I
right.
know it's exciting though.
Do you know when you're going back for season 11? Like roughly?
Either January or February.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we're all super pumped. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be so good.
Do you have scripts yet? Can you
I
prepare in any
don't.
way? Okay.
I don't have scripts yet, but
Man.
how can I prepare? No, I don't have scripts yet.
Ooh, I hope you get to do some spear training. I think that would be really sick.
Yes, please. Yes, please. I did
I
the
love
weapons training with the gun and with the squad automatic weapon, but I haven't done a lot with the spear. But you see me in the finale with the spear
right.
on the bike.
Yes.
But I haven't flexed it yet.
I cannot wait. I'm so excited for this storyline. And so
Thank you.
I think you hadn't read the comics the last time we spoke, but now that you have, like, were you surprised about the ending? Like, what did you think? The massive time jump and Carl and everything. It's okay. You can not like it. It's fine. This is all opinions. Welcome here.
No, let me think. I mean, I love the time jump. I love that. And
Carl got jacked. He looks like the brawny man.
he really does.
What the hell happened?
I don't have a specific opinion yet. I think I'm still like processing all that. and
Mm-hmm.
formulating my thoughts on it. Because I mean, seeing that and then thinking that the show is gonna end soon, it's like way too much to process in my brain. And I mean, I can't imagine how the writers feel with that too. Like they must be like typing away. So yeah, I don't have a specific opinion yet
Okay.
about that.
Okay, that's fine. I was wondering, because in my head I'm thinking, all right, well, Carl's dead, so they'll probably just do it with Judith and time jump, and she has a kid named Rick or something. End of story.
Right.
But then there's this Daryl Carroll spinoff, and there's other spinoffs planned, and I was like, maybe they won't do a time jump. I don't know. It's pretty wild.
I know, but it's exciting. I think
Yeah.
it's wild and it's exciting because we don't know. We have no
Right.
idea.
Yeah.
And again, like the writers are so good that who knows if they might flip it all in our heads and I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Now you've said that you've interacted with Norman, and obviously you're close with the crew that you're in the episodes with.
Yeah.
But have you gotten a chance to talk to? I know that you've, I guess, through the Zooms of like virtual Comic-Con and then Jeffrey Dean Morgan
Right.
show and stuff, you've got to kind of flesh it all out. But is there anyone you haven't spoken to yet from the cast that you want to, or someone you want to maybe get closer with?
Well, Denai is. I'm also a playwright.
Right.
I write plays and among other things. But Denai is a playwright too. And she presented one of her plays with the same theater that I was in, the public theater, but we never got into to meet, and it would be great to meet her. But in terms of the cast that is still there, who haven't I? I'm trying to think. I think I'm pretty much met everybody, but I really want to. I mean, my favorite is Carol, so I really want to see like I would want to see an interaction between the two of them. But
I
yeah, I
hope
think
so
I met
too.
everybody.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure.
I'd love to see
Yeah.
you interact with Andrew Lincoln in real life. I'm
Oh,
sad
that would
that,
be cool.
as far as I know, we're not going to get that scene. It's so great in the comics where like Princess like jumps off the carriage and is like, "Rick, you must be Rick," and he's like, "Jesus Christ."
It's such a pleasure to meet you. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're so cool, man.
Did
Um,
reading the comics change your idea of like how you saw her at all?
no, no,
Okay.
um, no. I think I've always been very in tune from the get-go, from reading those sides, uh, the audition sides. I think I was very in tune with her spirit. I like to believe that I'm very in tune with her spirit, yeah, and her energy.
It's kind of weird. This is a weird time for The Walking Dead. We know that it's ending in 2 years. We know there's spin-offs, but then there's also Fear the Walking Dead, and then also The Walking Dead World Beyond starting. I know
Which is
Fear is 6 seasons
starting soon.
in, but do you plan on tuning in to World Beyond or just checking
Of
some of it
course.
out? Yeah.
Of course, I'm excited. I'm excited, and I've done a couple of the panels with
Right.
some of the people on the show, and they're great. So I'm excited for them and their journey.
That's awesome.
Um, this Sunday, right?
This Sunday. Yeah.
Right
October 4th.
after,
It's wild. Usually
yeah,
I get panicked when years start going by really quickly, but this year I'm just
right.
like, good. It's
Go,
October already?
go,
Awesome. Great. Put up the
go. Let's
Christmas
be done.
decorations. Let's
Yep,
let's
done.
bury this fucking year. I'm done. Um
Happy
just
New Year. Great.
yeah.
Awesome. Let's get out of
Or
here.
and unless, I'll probably cut this out, but unless things, if they don't go well in November, maybe I'll move to Puerto Rico. Maybe I'll move to New Zealand. Maybe I'll move to Canada.
Maybe,
Because
maybe
I've
we'll
been
move to
working from
Canada
home and I can work from home anywhere.
remotely.
So
Yep. You can move all of that setup that you have right there, just transplant it elsewhere.
pretty sure they have outlets in Canada. I'm just
That's
saying. I
right.
think it'll be
That's
easy.
right. And internet,
Um,
I think.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think they have
I
Wi-Fi. I'd
think they
like to
have that.
believe they do.
I would like that. Yeah. Before we wrap up, what else have you been up to? I know you were talking about being in Texas and everything, but have you been writing at all? Having
Yes.
auditioning for other things?
Um, I've been doing all of that.
Oh yeah.
A lot of reading scripts and what else have I been doing? I have been writing. I'm working on this one woman show that I'm writing, and which is like a mixture of spoken word and a little bit of music, and it's nonfiction. So I've been working on that, developing that, and reread one of my old plays, like from 7 years ago. The other day I reread it and I was like, oh, I think I can do something with this. And it was exciting to visit myself through those words 7 years ago, and visit where I was in my life emotionally and in many senses. Do you write?
I mean, I write, our fun YouTube videos and stuff. I don't write anything really long form. So I'll just say no. But it's interesting
like
hearing about you.
Thank you. When you see like even clips of you years ago, and like, or if you have clips of you from a while back, and seeing kind of who you were in the past and seeing who you are now. So for me, it was interesting rereading that piece, and I think I'm going to do something with it. And I've just been thinking about that. And what else have I been doing? Just spending a lot of time with the family. And just working on those relationships with the family and making them better, and taking advantage of the fact that I can be with them right now. I've been living on my own since I was like 17 years old. So
right.
So here I am, like at home. But I'm very thankful for this time.
I'm curious, like, I don't know what it's like to be in your position. Do you ever like have like an out of body experience where you like zoom out on your life and you're like, holy shit, like how did I get here? This is crazy. Like this many people are following me and liking me and commenting. Like this is nuts.
Yes, I do have those moments. And what do you want? Oh, no, he's not going to give you more treats.
I don't have any more treats. I'm over here.
He's over there. He didn't give you the treats. I do have those moments, thinking, back on certain moments in my life where I was in a very low emotional place, and I can't believe, I'm just so thankful that I didn't give up, and that I kept pushing for myself, and that I kept listening to the support from my family and certain people in my life that said, keep going, don't stop. Because at so many times in our lives, I'll speak for myself, but we want to give up, and I'm just so thankful that I didn't. I'm just so grateful that I didn't. So I say thank you to my past self. And yeah, it is shocking, because there were points in my life where I thought that I wasn't built for this life, or not this life in terms of the industry, built for this life in general.
Right.
And I thought I couldn't do much or achieve much, and then to be able to achieve what I have set for myself. I hope it's an example for others that do not give up, and to keep pushing through the pain and reaching out for help when needed.
Right. And still proving that one teacher wrong who told you weren't going to amount to much.
I on Facebook.
I remember, I listened back to the podcast this morning, so I remember.
On Facebook, I have a bunch of my old teachers in my personal Facebook account, a bunch of my old teachers, and she's not in my friends list.
Oh, no Lo Sientos from her?
No, I feel bad, but I hope she's okay. And I hope she knows not to discourage children on their dreams, and to actually encourage them and support them.
All right, Paola, thank you so much again for coming on the podcast. I'm not just saying this. You're playing one of the most genuine characters in the comics and in the show, and you're one of the most genuine people on the show, in my experience. So I think it fits well. You fit well into the family, and I can't wait to do this a third time.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. Hearts.
Talk to you later.